I am Rhonda Gooden, Associate State Director for Communications at AARP, Mississippi. We are launching Wellness for Caregivers to share topics to help Mississippi's more than 470,000 family caregivers who are balancing work, family, and caregiving responsibilities every day. Today, we're having a conversation about mindfulness with Dr. Megan Clapton. Dr. Clapton is a licensed professional counselor and the founder of Mindful Therapy in Ridgeland, Mississippi. A Jackson native, Dr. Clapton holds Bachelor of Arts degrees in philosophy and art history from the College of Charleston, a master's degree in clinical psychology from the Citadel, and a doctorate degree in counseling psychology from Mississippi College. She has worked with hospitals, nonprofits, schools, and in private practice. In addition to individual therapy, Dr. Clapton enjoys hosting meditation and creativity retreats, as well as art meditation workshops. Welcome, Dr. Clapton. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to talk to us today about mindfulness.
Thank you for having me. Mindfulness is something I'm passionate about, and I love the opportunity to share it with others.
Oh, wonderful. So, now that we're all dealing with COVID, a lot of family caregivers are working. Some have children at home and they're working from home and taking care of loved ones, and they're helping the kids with the homework and schoolwork. So there's just a lot going on. And so that's why we wanted to talk about mindfulness today. So could you just start out by telling us what is mindfulness?
Sure. Mindfulness, just the word mindful, is about paying attention on purpose. It's having your mind full. When we talk about mindfulness as far as stress reduction, we are using particular skills where we are quieting the mind and our emotions, and we are simply being in the moment and being aware of our breath, of what's going on around us in the moment, and we're aware of maybe some emotions we're experiencing. And mindfulness is not a solution and it's not a fix to problems. It's much more of a tool that can help us cope with the immense amount of stress, certainly during these times, but also especially during when someone's caregiving, because you have to worry about other people before yourself. So mindfulness is really about taking a moment and taking a break, not solving a problem.
Wow. And so, what are some of the benefits of mindfulness, of taking this time to be fully aware? Are some benefits?
So, mindfulness often gets lumped in with meditation. And it's a little bit different than meditation, but it's based on some, again, practicing being in the moment and practicing being aware of how your body feels, where there's tension. Many times the day we end up kind of with our shoulders up like this, and that's why we have so much stress in our neck and shoulders. And
Mhm.
I noticed just being aware of and practicing mindfulness in my body, I'm allowed to say, oh, I realize that I don't have a neck anymore through the day. So I'm gently can feel where the body is holding stress and tension. And practicing breath awareness and using the breath to kind of calm ourselves and calm our reactivity helps. The reason why a lot of people are so excited about mindfulness now is that there's great medical evidence. So, we have done research with practicing mindfulness breath awareness skills that we'll talk about. Um, and then having lower cortisol in the body allows our body to have less inflammation. Certainly, people use mindfulness for chronic inflammation. I have necrotic arthritis, and so I use it myself just to be aware of what my body's doing. So, the benefits of mindfulness are not only just in our body, but also in our emotions and our ability to tolerate stress.
Okay. Well, and my next question is, how can mindfulness help caregivers deal with the stress of work, and caregiving?
Again, it's really not about solving these problems as much as taking a break and taking a time for yourself in those little minutes we have. Again, going from working full time to running down the street and checking on your mother to feeding, your college child that's living at home. Having time in between all of those spaces can help with some mindfulness activities, such as a breath awareness. Just for 1 or 2 minutes, noticing how your breath feels going in and out of your body. It can help recenter and refocus. You can take your work hat off and put your caregiver hat on. And it allows, again, for a break in emotion, a break in that chronic multitasking that we are doing. Especially caregivers are multitasking so much that mindfulness is the opposite of multitasking. Mindfulness is doing one thing, whether it's breath awareness, whether it's sipping tea, whether it's sitting quietly. It gives our brain a break from multitasking.
Okay. Well, I can see where that could be very helpful. So, how can mindfulness help caregivers in their interactions with their loved ones that they're caring for? Is it possible for them to use mindfulness in caregiving?
Absolutely. Just the act of sitting with a loved one, and especially people that are caregiving for their parents that have memory issues, dementia, that aren't really able to have long conversations. Practicing mindfulness can be as simple as holding hands. I remember when we were caregiving for my grandmother, we would just put lotion on her hands. And that was such a simple and sweet thing that I will always remember. And just looking at, being aware of the touch and feeling touch. A quick and easy mindfulness skill to practice is being in touch with your five senses.
Okay.
So, when I'm in a whirlwind of stress in the day, I can just sit and say, what do I smell? What do I taste? What do I feel? What do I hear? And what do I see? And you can practice those skills with a loved one, whether they are cognitively aware of what's going on or just having that sense of touch. Playing music for a loved one and listening, just simply listening to music, one beautiful piece of music that loved one particularly likes. That can be an act of mindfulness, doing one thing, paying attention, and being in the moment.
Great. And so, for everyone watching, if you would like to receive some of these mindfulness tips as well as a copy of the AARP Prepare to Care Guide, simply email us at msaarp@aarp.org. Thank you
And
so much. Yeah,
Rhonda, before we leave, I wanted to add just a quick mindfulness practice that I
sure.
use all the time. It's called the 4-7-8 breath.
Okay.
And caregivers can use this when they are about to go into their loved one's house or they're about to go to work. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just simply breathing for 4 seconds in through your
Mm-hmm.
nose, holding
Mm-hmm.
for 7 seconds, and blowing out for 8 seconds through your mouth. So it would look something like this:
Okay.
hold, and then blowing out. So it's that 4-7-8 breath. It's a quick and easy breath to recenter ourselves, especially when you're trying to fulfill 3 roles at once. Just having that quick 4-7-8 breath can help so much. So I hope people can practice that today.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for giving us that tangible example of something we can do today. We really appreciate it. And thank you so much, Dr. Clapton, for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.